Hello, welcome to TVC News this hour. Let's begin here in Lagos, where an overhead bridge in the ALapere area was on Thursday night destroyed by a container-laden trailer. The accident affected commuters plying the outbound lane of the third Mainland Bridge. Our reporter Sarah Ayeku says responders were at the scene all night and have now been able to achieve a partial opening of the road.
We've been seeing children with their mothers, with their parents, and people going to work use this section of the road, and it's been very difficult. So thank you so much for joining us. You've been here since 12 midnight, at about 12:08 when this incident happened. Talk to us about what happened and what the government is doing to ensure that this bridge is brought back as soon as possible.
So thank you very much. So basically what happened was around 11:08 yesterday, we got a call that a truck hit the bridge going towards Alausa, and the whole road was blocked. So of course what we need to do, we got cranes, we got all the equipment we needed to do, and then we've been able to clear the road. So basically as it is right now, as you can see, a portion of the bridge is off now, and that means that we are not even sure of the integrity of the other side of the bridge. So Ministry of Works and Infrastructure will be here right now to come and conduct an integrity test on it. However, we've been able to open the road for Lagosians because we know that the man-hour lost is unquantifiable. So at least we've been able to prevent that from happening. So the road is free, people are moving about. However, the safety of the bridge will have to ensure it by carrying out an integrity test on it. So in a few minutes, I'm sure our people from the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure will be here to carry out the integrity test.
This is the only way we have to go over to get to our place of work. And there are even students that also use the bridge. So it's definitely putting all of us at risk right now. And I believe they need to do something as quick as possible.
I will beg the Lagos State government to hasten on helping us to repair this bridge on time, and because it's not good for us. It's causing traffic, and school children would have to cross to the other side in order not to lose lives.
Basically, as I mentioned, at this stage, the integrity is being looked upon and there will be a re-engineering. The issue of which parts of the bridge has been affected is a function of still our road abuse. We would work on other means to have like a way bridge here. The headroom, for instance, it's still about driver indiscipline. If we look at it, there are several vehicles that pass this route. However, that vehicle must have been overloaded, and the situation surrounding it having that accident cannot be immediately ascertained. But the structural integrity is being checked up. Re-engineering will take place, and as I mentioned earlier, Mr. Governor has directed a contractor will move in.
So from what you see now, commuters, road users are using the road, but the most difficult part of this particular incident is the fact that residents of ALapere and adjoining areas would have to that can no longer use the pedestrian bridge. Traffic officers are stopping traffic to ensure that you have people cross the road first, and then they now allow traffic to move on.
Of how the ALapere bridge was impacted by the incident. The container-laden truck which approached the bridge from Apapa oworonshoki-Ojota expressway on a high speed hit the bridge with forceful impact, collapsing it on a commercial vehicle. This section of the pedestrian bridge that crosses the highway, which takes you towards 7-Up, is not being cleared for smooth flow of traffic. Let's get further insight into this with our correspondent, Sarah Ayeku, who is joining me from the scene. She's been there all day long. Sarah, you've been there all day long. We understand that the integrity test is being carried on the other section of the bridge that is still standing. What more do we know about this process?
So since this incident happened at about 11:08 p.m. on Thursday, emergency responders were mobilized and they got here at about midnight. And so what we've seen is that right now, the debris of this section of the bridge has been cleared. And so what you have now is we've seen a couple of officials from the Lagos State Public Works Department. We've also seen contractors. We've seen Buildwell Construction Company. We've also seen constructors from Julius Berger also coming here this morning with a retinue of government officials come here to inspect the damage being done to the pedestrian bridge. And so this morning they have assured that an integrity test will be carried out. So already on the other section of the bridge, it's been cordoned off. There is a barricade at the foot of the bridge just to ensure that pedestrians do not still use the bridge, particularly for those who do not know about this incident and for those who sleep on the bridge, because we understand from people around, they say sometimes some persons sleep on the bridge. Thankfully, at the time this incident happened at about 11 p.m., no one was on the bridge at that time, although the incident also affected another commercial bus. And we know that no lives were lost, but 3 persons, that's 3 male adults, that's from the emergency responders we understand, were taken to the hospital even before the emergency responders got to the scene. Brian.
So there are different, that place is very close to residential areas, especially people who are living towards ALapere in the estate and some other places there. They make use of that bridge. You know, the outflux of people will force them to make use of the pedestrian bridge, which is no longer there. How are they ensuring that people that are having to cross using the expressway to get to the other lane are able to do that without any hassle or little of a hassle?
That's the difficulty here, and that's the situation that a lot of residents are hoping the government will figure out. So you see that when the incident happened, the first responders, apart from the people around the bridge area, was the police station. So the police station is just a few meters away from the pedestrian bridge. And so the influx of people from ALapere and its environs using this particular pedestrian bridge is massive. So since I got here about 7 a.m., we've seen officials of the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps here. It's like since morning, Ibrahim. We've also seen officials from Last Mile also here at the scene, stopping traffic, stopping vehicles, just to ensure that people can use the road. So now people using cars will have to share the road with those using their legs. And so if you take a look at that woman over there, you see that it's pretty difficult to use even the median, because the median is a bit high for a lot of people, particularly for the old, for children. We've seen school children use this road like since morning. It's been pretty dangerous. And so some persons are suggesting that why is it that the government will not come up with safety measures? For instance, there should be an ambulance already stationed at various sections. That's on the other side of the road and on this side of the road where it happened in case of an emergency. And so we do not have to rush people down to the nearest hospital. So people are suggesting that there should be an ambulance here already. People are also suggesting that there should be speed bumps at this section already, just to ensure this is an expressway. So it's difficult to get this impatient motorist actually stop, you know, for the officials, that's for the Lagos, the LSC officials, and also for the Last Mile officials. So what you see them do every time, you know, they have like a group of people at every bus at this stop. What is happening here is also happening at the other side of the road. So whenever they see like a group of people at that particular stop vehicles and then pass them to use the median and then cross over to the other side. And we envision that it will be pretty difficult in the evening because you have a lot of people coming from work.
Well, it's going to be very difficult for people who have actually gone out in the day, and when they are coming back later in the night, they might find it difficult because they'll have to trek down to the other side of the road, down the road before they get to the other side of the road to connect their own residences. But Sarah, do you think there is plan for this, for helping people to also cross over when they are returning from the places of work later in the night?
So the government had promised, we spoke with the Commissioner for Transportation earlier, we also spoke with the special advisors on transportation and infrastructure. They said that they will be deploying more personnel. We're talking about the traffic officials and also members of the LNSC. But the question is how many or how far can they sustain this makeshift arrangement, you know, having men stand under the sun for hours, stopping vehicles. Ibrahim, it's pretty difficult, I tell you, because they are human. So it's difficult for them. We've been hearing them complain about the fact that they're tired, they're fatigued. They've been doing this, shouting sometimes just to ensure that impatient motorists stop. And you know, the painful part is, or the most intriguing part is, because last mile officials have like an image damage right now, they're having to go through some kind of image damage control. So when people see last mile officials on the road, they're a bit scared. When they see police officers, they're a bit scared. They think that the police officers want to stop them for some other things, but they forget that something happened at this section of the road. So they're also advising motorists to please, when they get to this section as the ALapere section of the road, they should please obey traffic rules, stop and allow pedestrians share the road. That's the message right now. Right.
That's right. Our correspondent Sarah Ayeku, who has been monitoring the developments across the collapsed bridge there on the Lagos Expressway, close to the ALapere Bridge, precisely. Thank you so much, Sarah Ayeku, for that beautiful reporting.